In Italian, ama means love. And mama means love me. And no mama means love me not. Welcome to the game of love, the game that makes the world go round. Mama, no mama, love me not. Where four ardent young men from Santa Monica, California, race car driver Mark Sievertson. From Los Angeles, an entertainer, Danny Hurley. From New York, a chemical engineer, Nathan Walpole. From New York, a 30-year-old market researcher, Gary Sputz. Are being pursued by two fascinating young women, a caterer and expert at backgammon, Nancy Gulla, and her rival, a student collector of fine antiques, Syndor. Now meet your host, the star of Mama No Mama, Alex Trebek.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the hit show that has already captured all of Italy and now comes here to North America. It's a game of love and courtship and romance, and it's called Mama No Mama. Here's how we play the game. The first of these two attractive ladies to capture three of these handsome gentlemen defeats a rival, wins the game, and gets a chance to share cash and prizes worth over $25,000. As you can see, folks, the gentlemen are indeed a handsome group. But you can't tell everything just by their looks. So let's find out a little extra something about each of them.
This is Mark. He's 25 and a stuntman. In his work, he races cars and falls off buildings. So when it comes to romance, he says he's certainly willing to take a few chances. This is Danny Hurley. He's 25 and the host of a male strip show. But he almost lost his job once. Not enough women were bothering him at the office. This is Nathan. He's 35 and a chemical engineer. He says he can tell a lot about women from her eyes. It's the rest of her that he can't figure out. This is Gary. He's 30 and a market researcher. His job is to find out as much about a project as he can, as quickly as he can. But when it comes to romance, the longer the research takes, the more he likes it.
Okay, men. I'm sure you would like to find out something about the lady you might be spending some time with. So let's start things off with you, Nancy. Tell these four guys why they might want to enjoy being captured by you.
Well, I am a domestic engineer.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that I do little things for people, like I can wash your laundry or go shopping for you or take care of a party or things like that.
Sounds like you would like to mother these guys, and that's a lot of fun, too. Let's hear from Syndor.
Hi, guys. I'm a school teacher, so I work with the little people during the day, and at night I'm a dancer for the big people.
Oh, all right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have met all 6 of our players in this game of love and romantic pursuit. When we return, you're going to find out who captures whom right here on Mama No Mama. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Mama No Mama. You have met our 4 handsome men. There they are. Mark, the stuntman. Danny, the host of a male strip show. Nathan, our chemical engineer. And our market researcher, Gary. Gentlemen, in a moment, these 2 ladies, Syndor and Nancy, are going to try to capture you. The first of you ladies who captures 3 guys wins the game. Here's how it works. The symbol of love and romance on Mama No Mama is the daisy. This daisy, as you can see, has 8 petals on it, and behind each petal are the words love me not, as well as a dollar amount. Nancy, pick a petal for us. Okay. And show the audience what we have. What does that say? Love me, and the dollar amount is $50. That means you get to go first, and to start off the game, we will put $50 into our game bank. Now, take a look at the guys. Mark, Danny, Nathan, or Gary. Whom would you like to capture first?
Well, Danny keeps winking at me, and I don't know what to do about it, but pick him.
All right,
So
Danny.
pick Danny.
She has selected you to capture first. On the daisy in front of you, there are a number of statements about love and romance. Some are true, some are false, but that's for Nancy to determine. She has said some provocative things about you. You pick a topic that you think she could handle right now.
Nancy, I think we're going to talk about married men, since you seem to be the domestic type.
Oh, all right. That's a good topic. What have you got to say to Nancy about married men, Danny?
Statistics tell us that married men live longer than single men. And Nancy, with a little bit of TLC, tender loving care, that I think you can provide, if we ever started a relationship together, I bet we'd live to be about 100.
Whoa. That's about the nicest thing anybody has said to you today, no matter what has happened to this point, Nancy. But is that true, that married men do live longer than single men?
Well, you said that's so nice, and I think married men are more content, so I do think that they'd live longer. I think that's true.
You're absolutely right. You have just captured Danny. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned a moment ago, we started off with $50 in our bank. Every time one of the fellows is captured, we double the money in the bank. So it now goes from 50 to 100, and we go to Syndor. Who would you like to capture, Mark, Nathan, or Gary? Dark-eyed Gary on the end.
I've always been a fan of Woody Allen, and Nathan kind of reminds me of him, so I'll go for Nathan.
Okay. Nathan, would you like to be captured by Syndor?
I would love to be captured by Syndor.
All right, then, you pick a topic from that daisy in front of you that you think contains a statement that she can handle. Something to do with love and romance.
There does seem to be some sort of mutual attraction there, so that's the topic I'm going to pick. When a man and a woman meet for the first time, you can easily tell there's a mutual attraction if they face each other pigeon-toed. Now, I used to go with someone that I really liked, and my toes were like they were stuck together. So I think there's probably a lot of truth to that statement.
Now, remember that Nathan he's a learned man. He's a chemical engineer. He's a man to whom learning means a great deal, and personal experience that he's able to interpret. What do you think, Syndor? Pigeon-toed. When you meet somebody, it means that is true love. Is that true or false?
If I meet somebody I'm attracted to, I certainly am not going to stand pigeon-toed. I think that's false.
Oh, that's too bad, because he did say something that was true, and you made a mistake, Syndor. And see, Nathan knew, so you don't capture him, and we go back to Nancy. Now, in this first round, Nancy, we want to give each of the fellows an opportunity to say something about love and romance. So you have a choice between Mark and Gary right now.
Well, I think I'd like to have Mark teach me some stunts.
Well, wait a minute. What kind of stunts are you referring to, Nancy?
Anything he can think of.
Anything you can think of, Mark. She would like to be taught some stunts. Are there stunts on that daisy in front of you?
No, but I can think of a few stunts I'd like to do. What is on my pedal is pleasurable pastimes.
That could include stunts, by the way.
Yeah, I guess it could.
All right.
In a recent poll, women were given their choice of spending time with their husbands, a good book, or other activities. Most of the women chose a good book. If I was a husband, I would hope she would pick me over a good book. But at least with a good book, she wouldn't know what the end was.
Oh, boy. All right, Nancy. In a recent poll, women preferred a good book to spending time with their husbands. Is that true or false?
Well, I personally would want to spend time with my husband, especially if he were you. But unfortunately, I think most women would say a good book, so I'm going to say that's true.
This poll was conducted by Good Housekeeping magazine, and you're absolutely right. That's what most women said. You have just captured Mark. You have Mark and Danny, and the capture means we double the money in our bank. It goes from $100 to $200, and we go to Syndor, and we have to go to Gary. He's the only gentleman we haven't heard from. So, Gary, spin the pedal in front of you. Pick a topic that you think is well-suited to the lovely lady in blue to my right.
Well, Syndor, since you are a dancer, let's talk about music by moonlight. Men become more romantic when they hear marching music than when they hear the slow strains of romantic instruments. Well, 76 trombones never really did it for me. But Cindy, I think soft strings, romantic candlelit dinner, I think we could strike up the band.
Well, what about that? Are men going to become more romantic when they hear the romantic kinds of music with violins and soft strings going? Or is it going to be marching music and let's go, baby?
I would say that they would become more romantic to marching music just because men are so macho and rough and tough, so I think that's true.
Wrong. You heard somebody in the audience say wrong. They know. Romantic music, of course. And so you do not capture Gary. The bank remains exactly the same. The money remains at $200. We have heard from the four gentlemen, so we're going to take a break right now. Nancy is in the lead. She has captured two fellows. And when we return, we'll find out if she can make it three. Right here on Mama No Mama. Welcome back to Mama No Mama. The first of our ladies to capture three gentlemen wins the game. And at the moment, Nancy is in the lead, and it's her turn. She could sweep it right now. You've got Nathan and Gary to select from. Who's it going to be?
Well, Gary looks so sweet sitting over there. I'm going to pick him.
Sweet Gary. What's the topic you have for our Nancy?
Well, Nancy strikes me as someone who's well familiar with romance. So let's talk about how love is blind.
Ah, good.
Okay.
What do you have to say on that subject to Nancy?
Women take a while, but the average man makes up his mind whether or not he wants to know a woman better in 7 seconds.
1,001, 1,002, 1,003.
I think I've already made up my mind, Nancy. I'm one to go by my instincts, first impressions, whatever my gut reaction is. I don't know about you, Nancy, but I've made up my mind already.
Okay, what about that, Nancy? Does a man, in fact, make up his mind about a woman in just 7 seconds?
Well, I hope not. I'm going to say false.
According to Dr. Joyce Brothers, it's true. A man does it that fast, and you have just made a mistake.
Gary.
And you do not capture Gary, and the money in our bank remains exactly the same. And not only that, in the second round, we allow you one mistake. You have just made that mistake. If you make another mistake, then you will lose a lady to your rival. We go to her now. Syndor, you've got Nathan and Gary to select from.
I'm going to go back to Nathan.
Woody Allen. All right, Nathan, pick a battle.
Okay. Well, since you made that choice so quickly, I'm going to give you rushing into things. Men are usually in more of a hurry to marry than women. I've been accused in some relationships in the past of being in too much of a hurry to try to get things going too fast. And if it was with you, I think I would still be in too much of a hurry. So I think that's probably something that has a lot going for it.
What do you think? Do men seem to be too much in a hurry to get things going?
No, I don't think they are. I think it's false.
Well, according to Playgirl magazine, you're absolutely right. It is not true. And that means you just captured Nathan. And now we come back to Nancy, and the money in our bank goes from $200 to $400. And this could be a victory for you, but if you make a mistake, since you've already got one mistake to your credit, you will lose one of your gentlemen to Syndor. You've got to go to Gary. So, Gary, pick a subject for Nancy.
Okay. Well, I think Nancy strikes me as an old-fashioned lady, with old-fashioned values.
Yes, she did talk about mothering people and looking after fellows.
Americans rank love near the bottom of their list of values, lower than friendship and national security. Well, Nancy, I like to think of myself as a patriot, and my priorities are such that love is right up there. It's number one. And especially if we would get together, I think we could be good old Americans together.
Well, what about that? Americans, do we as a nation rank security above love? True or false?
Well, I think that is true.
You're right, and you just captured Gary. Thanks, Kelly, you win the game. You got Mark, Danny, and Gary to your credit. And the money in our bank, of course, will double again to $800. And Syndor, there always has to be a loser, but a girl as pretty as you will not be a loser in life. So you and Nathan will leave us and take away some lovely prizes. Thank you both for playing with us here on Mama No Mama. When we return, ladies and gentlemen, major prizes, major excitement, as Nancy gets to select one of the fellows to perhaps share $25,000 in cash and prizes on Mama No Mama. Your Mama No Mama. This is our champion, Nancy. And Nancy, there's $800 in cash in the bank. that you're going to get to share with a man of your choice. You've captured Mark, Danny, and Gary, but only one of those three will get to play the bonus Daisy round with you. To help you decide, I want you to ask one question, and we'll let each of the fellows give you an answer. And based on that answer and what you've learned about them during the game, you will select one of them. And fellows, remember that the one she picks not only will share the $800 in cash, but you'll get a shot at perhaps $25,000 in cash and prizes with our bonus Daisy. Okay, make it a subject of love and romance, I hope.
All right.
What do you want to ask the guys?
I'd like to know what one quality would I have to be successful in a relationship with you?
Mark, we're going to start with you. What one quality?
Well, Nance, I think you already have it. Sincerity is a good quality that I like to have, and I think you got it. You're also cute, too, so I go for that.
Okay, that's a good answer. Let's move on to Danny.
Nancy, I think you'd have to be romantic, because I would smother you with love letters, flowers, because
Sincerity, a romantic nature, and now let's hear from Gary.
Well, Nancy, I like a woman who has a sense of humor about herself. And I think you do. You don't take things that seriously, and I think we can enjoy ourselves together.
And a sense of humor as well. This is going to be a very difficult decision for you. You've heard from the three fellas. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Mark, Danny, or Gary that you will share the $800 with?
Well, those are my three favorite qualities. So they all hit it on the head. But I think the one that I would really want to share with is the romantic. So I'm going to go with Danny.
Danny, congratulations, Danny. Come on down here. Congratulations. Now, Mark and Gary, so that you fellows won't be too disappointed at not being selected by Nancy, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to invite the two of you to come back on a future Mama No Mama program, and we're going to turn the tables around. You'll be sitting over here pursuing and trying to capture four gorgeous ladies who will be sitting here. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, we'll see you then on our show. Now, Danny and Nancy, the two of you are going to work together with our bonus Daisy. Danny, you're going to start off on the pedal over here that is flashing now. Nancy, you're going to start off on the pedal at the backside that is flashing. I'm going to be asking you a series of rapid-fire questions against the clock. Every time you answer correctly, you will move forward one pedal at a time, getting closer to Danny. Every time you make a mistake, just as in real life, he will move away from you one pedal at a time. You will be moving in a clockwise direction only, and you have to capture him within 50 seconds. Now, if you don't capture him within the time, or if you make so many mistakes that he winds up on your pedal from behind, then you lose the round and the game is over. But if you capture him within the 50 seconds, you will receive $1,000 in cash to share for every pedal that you will have crossed. Now, in addition, at that point, I'm going to ask you one final love and romance question. The two of you can talk it over, come up with an answer. If you're right, each of you receives these lovely prizes. Take a look.
Here's some girls' brand new Pontiac Firebirds. An exciting way to take to the highway. Trans Am, sleek and streamlined, with an impressive list of standard features and an unmistakable zest for hugging the road. The Firebird Trans Am from Pontiac.
Are you all set to go? Yeah. Now, remember, Danny, that you can help Nancy in any way you want. With hand signals, you can shout out answers to her. But, Nancy, I can accept answers only from you. Good luck to you both. Off you go. Get up onto the bonus Daisy. You don't have to worry about the clock right now because it will not begin running until I ask the first question. Are you all set, Nancy?
Yes.
Here we go. In Roman Holiday, Gregory Peck couldn't marry Audrey Hepburn because she was a royal princess.
True.
Right. John and Jackie Kennedy were the first couple to be married in the White House.
True.
Wrong. Guinevere almost destroyed Camelot when she carried on a love affair with Sir Lancelot.
True.
Right. Brazilian scientists discovered a plant which causes a person to fall in love with any member of the opposite sex.
False.
Right. In mythology, Cupid was the son of Mercury and Venus, the goddess of love.
True.
Right. The most frequently played song in the world is the Wedding March.
False.
Wrong. Silver is given to celebrate a 50th wedding anniversary.
False.
Right. Eddie Fisher was married to both Debbie Reynolds and Elizabeth Taylor.
True.
Right. Almost twice as many divorces take place in California as in any other state.
True.
Right. You got it. With about 6 seconds to spare, come on down here. Oh, congratulations. In capturing Danny, You crossed 7 pedals. That means you have just added $7,000 in cash to the winnings that you are going to be sharing between you. And now we come to that final love and romance question. You'll have 10 seconds to talk it over between yourselves, come up with an answer at the end of that 10 seconds. Listen carefully. Woody Allen, we talked about him on the program, often has the same leading lady off-screen and on. Who was his co-star in the films Zelig and Broadway Danny Rose? You've got 10 seconds. All right, time is up. You're having a lot of fun, but you'll have even more fun if you come up with the correct answer. Who is it?
Mia Farrow.
You're right. The cards are yours. Congratulations to you. All right. You stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. There's lots more to come right here on Mama No Mama. How about that? Back here, Nancy and Danny. With the cash you won in the game and the bonus daisy and the 2 cars, you two are sharing a jackpot of $32,800. Congratulations to you. Next time out, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to turn things around. 2 handsome men will be pursuing 4 very beautiful women to capture the lady of their choice. So join us then for the game of love and pursuit that everyone can enjoy. Mama No Mama. Ciao.